Welcome back, everybody, to Greedo's Gold Mine. How's it going today? Today we're going to get back to our roots a little bit. Been selling off some old stuff, pretty much in the idea to get a couple things in my collection that are relatively new to both review and keep on the back display as we do things. I was actually kind of successful unloading the very small collection I have left, basically, out with the old and with the new, to get a couple things that were of keen interest. Among those things, you might have saw it up on the shelf in the last view, was the Marvel Legends Gamerverse Psylocke and Thanos 2-pack. So we're going to take a look at that today. And before we get started, armed with her psychic blades, the telepathic mutant Psylocke battles the mad titan Thanos. That's what it says on the back. It also alludes to the 3 different 2-packs for this Gamerverse wave: Psylocke, Thanos, Wolverine, Silver Samurai, and War Machine Omega Red. I did not get the other 2-packs and have no desire or need to, but this was a must. One, we finally have an updated Psylocke with proper double-jointed pinless knees and elbows. And Thanos, I needed a new one. So Thanos is a very big family favorite between me and my children. And, in my divorce, when we split up our different parts of the collection, I made sure they got the Infinity Gauntlet Thanos that we loved to pose and play with in their childhood. So without further ado, I'm really excited about this. Let's open it up and see what it is all about. So we're going to open it from the Thanos side because there's already this little tab to do so. Looks like just one piece of tape. And freedom. Yep. All right. So I really like the back of this packaging too. It's got the sort of Gamerverse grid there. That's pretty cool. I like that. And I'm probably going to keep this box. But out of the package, that's what we look like. So let's start with Thanos, because I think when it comes to the 2 figures in this set, he was probably, albeit I'm the weirdo with the liking towards Thanos and needing a new one. Most people I saw, or a lot of them, went online for resale. It was really Psylocke that's the star of this show, so we'll give her limelight once we look at the Mad Titan. So let's pull him out of the packaging. And he only really comes with one accessory, which is the snap finger with the infinity gems on him. But he's pretty much a remold, too, of the Infinity Gauntlet Thanos with slightly different coloring to kind of, show his game colors versus the comic itself. And you do have a slight difference in how the helmet, crown, whatever you want to call that, is. Instead of being molded down and painted onto the head, you do have an overlay piece which kind of has the 2 prongs up. So Thanos, they did a really good job detailing this guy. Really, it's just paint. A painted stripe here. This is an overlaid piece. And then the blue on the lower part of the shirt, that sash, is painted. Looks like this entire thing is an overlay or inlaid piece, which is pretty cool. They did a really good job on the face print and head sculpt. Other than that, it's pretty much just plastic in different forms. The boots are a separate piece that are molded on, but they don't have any torso or swivel. But we'll get into all of the different articulation here in a minute. Like I said, when it comes to accessories for this particular guy, it really is just the snap finger with all the stones, gems, whichever word you want to choose for them. And they're painted really well. They have a sort of metallic finish to them this time instead of the flat paint on the Infinity Gauntlet Thanos. And so that's the look I like. So we're going to take those off. You can just see 2 fists, no stones, no paint. And we're going to pop that on. And let's take a look at the articulation. So when it comes to the head, looks like it is just a ball joint. So, you know, you turn it all the way around. Little look down, little look up. That's about the range you get. When it comes to the shoulders, you get a pretty decent range, albeit this overlay piece gets in the way a little bit, as you can see, but it is standard Marvel Legends articulation. We've got the bicep swivel. This guy uses the old single jointed pinless swivel elbow. When it comes to the gauntlets, the gauntlets, I suppose, these are overlaid pieces right here. You know, if you take the hands off, they probably will come off, but we're not going to do that. You know, you got your standard Marvel Legends wrist articulation. Joints are not too tight or loose on my particular Thanos, which is fine. You know, we will want him. I do think, though, if I remember right, that they had better elbow articulation on the original one. I'm not sure. I'll have to think about that. Anyway, we've got ab crunch, though he doesn't go down too far because of this overlaid bottom of the shirt sash thing. As well, he doesn't get much motion here in the hips. You can go forward, but you can't really go side to side. We do have thigh swivel. We've got double jointed pinless knees this time, which is awesome. There is no boot rotation, and we do have your standard Marvel Legends ankle articulation. So pretty much that is Thanos, and you know, he's probably just gonna go on my shelf something like this, doing the snap. In fact, let's put him up there right now so that we can look at the true star of the show for most people, Psylocke. Thanos can go right there. And actually, one complaint is if you bend the wrist enough, it does seem to come a little unhinged. There we go. Yeah, just like that, Thanos. All right, so Psylocke, what does she come with? She comes with a lot more accessories. She's got the sort of facial power effect, and this is interesting. It's got sort of a glasses side and a snap inside, which we'll figure out how to get that on here in a second. She has the punch power effect. She has got 2 of these power whip sword effects. We have a few different hands to choose from. We've got a fully open grip. We've got two of these sort of, you know, power effect type hands. I don't know what you want to call those. Double pointer fingers. When it comes to the face print and the head sculpt, very good job here. And you get two different options. You get one where it's sort of a gritting teeth face with the flowing hair. The purple is on the bottom, black hair on the top with a little bit of a purple wash in there. That looks really nice. Yep. And then on Psylocke herself, we also have same deal. Purple wash with the black hair. More of a serious, straight face on this particular head sculpt, if the camera sees it. It's not been auto focusing lately, and so we could look at her articulation. She actually has, especially for the hair, pretty decent articulation there. You know, we have our standard Marvel Legends articulation in the shoulder with butterfly joints. We do have bicep swivel. We have double jointed pinless elbows. So that's really cool. And the joints are kind of in that Goldilocks zone, not too tight, not too loose. You know, standard Marvel Legends articulation on the wrists. And we have upper torso rocker with this one. She also does have ab crunch, so you have sort of that dual articulation to work with there on the upper body. There is no waist swivel though, unlike Thanos up there. When it comes to the hips, she can do a pretty decent split. There is... The thigh cut's actually kind of low, but there is a thigh cut, thigh swivel. It basically starts with this particular band. You know, double jointed pinless knees. Again, not too tight, not too loose. Those look really good. And we got our standard Marvel Legends ankles. When it comes to the overall detailing of Psylocke, let's see if we can get a better focus here. Maybe. You know, like I said, they did a pretty good job on the face print head sculpt. They do the flesh paint in between the, you know, bicep swivel and the elbows on each side. And honestly, that's all right, but you can kind of see like where it could be a heavier coat of paint to match the flesh on the shoulders a little bit better. In general, I think that's kind of a weak point, especially considering on each of the different hands, they did put a better coat of paint on there. When it comes to the upper body, it's also painted through these shoulders here and into the back. A little bit better than this upper bicep area, but still could have been a thicker coat of paint to fully match the flesh out. They did do a pretty good job on the bottoms, as you see there. The belt on this particular one was really good. I did notice that when I was in Target, the biggest source of blemishing on this particular figure was the belt. A lot of them had really poorly printed X logos on there, or the belt itself was not very crisp, so that's why I picked this particular box when I got it. And then they also painted on the upper blue bands on her legs. Other than that, a little bit of flesh paint through here, but you know, that is Psylocke. And so let's check out the accessories real quick and figure this all out. So the hair is an overlay piece, and I don't think you can, you can't do the face effect with that particular head, it looks like. So we're gonna have to pop this one off and grab the other one. And let's check out the articulation there. So, pretty decent. Yeah, this is kind of difficult. It doesn't want to really snap on or really stay under the hair, but that's kind of the idea here, is to, there's a little slot in the hair where you could pop that in, although it doesn't really want to. I feel like this is going to be easy to break. There's like a tiny little hole in there that you can try to put this through. Which is proving to be quite difficult, unfortunately. But it is there. It's like right above the ear, right there. But you know, if you figure that out, you can put that on this particular face. Hey, wait, did we get it? Maybe. Yeah. So, punch effect, just snaps right over. So that's kind of cool. When it comes to the whip effects, basically, it kind of like has this gap here that you can use the grip hand. She does come with a fist and a grip already on, to kind of just grab onto it. Just like that. So there's lots of posing capability here with this particular figure. She also has really good plastic in general. Like, it's not like gummy or anything. It's really sturdy when it comes to the knees, the elbows, etc., which I can really appreciate. And she doesn't have two like proper gripping hands. So what you kind of have to do is use the other fully open grip hand, and that will allow you to, oops, as I dropped everything, you know, just like the other hand, slide this through. Although that doesn't stay as well. Sort of like that. And then you can do various, well, it doesn't stay on very well. We'll put it that way. They really should have given her two of the regular grip hands, in my opinion, for that particular piece, but they didn't. So alas, we have what we have. But, you know, we could do a cool pose maybe. Psylocke. This is a cool figure. Definitely an upgrade from the old Marvel Legends Psylocke that came out years ago. And another reason I needed one of these, because, you know, my kids got that one too. They were really big into the X-Men. So they got most of the X-Men that were on my shelf over time. Cool figure, honestly. You know, I'd say basically the biggest challenge with this one is going to be the hand for that particular, you know, second whip blade kind of deal. And yeah, see what one of these looks like. Oh, it's the wrong hand. Wait, is it? Oh no, okay. Something like that. So you can see the double pointer finger hand. And the hair on this part gets in the way to look up. So she's gonna kind of look more straight and down, unfortunately. But that is what we get with this figure. And we'll grab Thanos back up here again and show off the 2-pack fighting each other. Yeah, Thanos and Psylocke. So really cool set. Glad I got this. And you know, other than that, I would say thanks for tuning in as always. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe for more review content. I got a couple more things up my sleeve this weekend, hopefully. But until the next time, everybody, thanks again for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed and got a good idea of what this Marvel Legends Gamerverse Psylocke versus Thanos 2-pack is all about. And until the next one, have a great weekend, and we'll catch you later. See ya, folks.